mean, I shot a colleague with a tranquil.
Can only be described as a very wet poo.
Finding the clitoris is actually just going plant-based.
I'm someone who enjoys laughing, and I lost myself in the moment.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Shad and Pete Save the World podcast version of the live show. Everyone already thought was a podcast, and wow, that's all I have to say. Wow, holy fuckamole. I'm so excited to be back, not only because we have a cracking guest, of which will be brought into the studio soon. Shut the fuck up over there.
Okay.
But I got my special little guy next to me, my
Hey.
special little friend Shad Wicker next to me. Hello, Shad.
Hello, Pete. It's so great to be back here once again on a fantastic podcast with you, my good, close, personal friend, and in some cases, confidant.
That really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for that.
That's all right.
I'm very excited about today's episode, Shad. And you too should be listening if you know how to read and know how titles of podcasts work. Because today, our
Maybe
guest,
they're crazy, mate. Maybe they just go in blind.
If
They
you
don't even know
do,
what podcast is on.
if you do, please assess your life. Please make decisions. Life is too short to be randomly selecting things in your podcast feed. Wait till you have a good guest on a podcast you like this one. It's Kirsty Webeck.
He ran out of breath on the intro.
Oh, I'm lightheaded. Take it away, everybody. Oh, I'm seeing things.
He was vibrating.
Yeah.
He was
I missed that.
visibly shaken.
No,
I
I
enjoyed
know.
that.
Kirsty is spelled K, big gap for breath, R-S-T-Y.
That's exactly right.
Hello,
Yeah.
Kirsty.
G'day, mate.
Thank you very much for coming in on a wet and wild Brisbane Friday.
Oh, yeah.
It's wet and wild.
Thanks for joining us. You've been on the live show multiple times.
You've
Yeah.
actually technically been on the podcast because we played the live show as an episode a fair few weeks ago.
Well,
Yeah.
so welcome back to the podcast.
Do I get
didn't even
royalties
know.
for that?
Yeah, once we make some money.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll buy you a cheeseburger after this recording.
Yeah, whoa. We
wait,
all
where
get
are
a
we
piece.
at?
We
Where
all
are
get
we
a
at?
bite of that cheeseburger.
You can have multiple bites because I don't eat them, so it's actually all yours. You buy it, I'll hold it, you munch it.
You don't eat cheeseburger?
A vegetarian, sorry.
Oh, my God. Get out.
But Shad, look at me. Of course I'm a vegetarian.
What are the components of a cheeseburger you'd be able? Could you have the bread?
Yeah, I'd have the bread, the cheese, the pickles,
The onion.
the onion, the sauce.
It's most of it.
I think what we should have done is talked about what bit I wouldn't eat. That would have been a real fast track.
Really.
Yeah, okay, let's go back.
We
You
could-
edit this in post.
We could have wrapped this 45 seconds ago
Yeah.
if we'd just gone, oh, you can't have the meat patty.
You can't have
I
the
know.
meat
I
patty.
want to work in that mode.
Whoa. Let me get this straight.
Let's go through the Macca's menu. You tell us what you can eat.
Yeah.
Ingredient by
ingredient by
ingredient.
So we go to Abracababra on
Yeah.
Caxton Street after a show.
We're starting
What
in the salad
things
section.
at that kebabs. No, don't start at the, yeah, well, actually,
we'll
yeah,
start
start
at the
at the
beginning of
salads.
the kebab.
You got your onion.
Yeah.
You got your carrot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a yes.
Where do
yeah.
you sit on tabbouleh?
Oh, look, I don't love it. I mean, it's vegetarian friendly, but I don't love it.
Right.
So are we just doing vegetarian friendly or personal preference also?
I feel like vegetarian is a personal preference.
Very brave.
I think.
Thank you
That
so much.
was.
I don't think you were born that way. I think it was a choice.
That,
And
if
what
I-
other lifestyle choices do you believe?
And if I had my way, none of you vegetarians would be able to get married. So
my vegetarian partner and I are engaged.
oh my God.
Yeah,
What
and in
did
the
you
eyes
bond-
of the law, it's fine.
Yeah.
What a boring reception.
What did you and your partner bond on most at first? Was it the vegetarianism or the lesbianism? Because I would love to know.
Just talking about vegetarianism in the back of her head being like, geez, I hope she's a lesbian. God.
I should have, yeah, and this is you going, you should have asked all the things I don't fuck first.
We met while beating up a meat eater.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she'd started and I just came in and finished him off. So
And is meat
Finished
eater
him off.
is meat
not in that way.
Yeah, right.
yeah, is meat eater what you call a straight person? Or
Yeah, it's like the can you date the Kirsty Webeck questionnaire. It says vegetarian and sexual preference, and if you answer no meat to both, then you're in for a chance.
unbelievable start.
Well, this has started in a typical
wow.
Shad and Pete fashion.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Apologies about that.
To be fair, we do this for every episode, and it's been pretty unfunny so far. This is the first time it feels like it's sort of clicked a little bit, actually.
Same script every time.
Yeah.
Just hoping that one of your guests happens to be a lesbian at some stage.
About time.
Yeah, Tom Whitcomb last week was an absolute.
I had high hopes, and I did have high hopes,
Yeah,
which is
that
a
would
real
have been
hope.
a hard sell.
Well, thank you. Thanks for blessing us in Brisbane with your presence. Thanks for coming through. You did a cracking work in progress show last night at Good Chat Comedy Club.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Heavily, I mean, sorry for spoilers, everyone, but next year, heavy sea creature theme.
Yeah, I mean, the show's called Everything I Need to Say About Sea Creatures. And I this is true. I did a little article about my current tour. I'll be the judge of that. And I had a little chat to a journalist recently, and they said, so you're finishing this tour, and then next year you're touring a show called Everything I Need to Say About Sea Creatures. Mm-hmm. Now, tell us what that show's about.
State of Australian journalism.
Yeah. That is, someone gave them the media release.
Yeah, I'm like, mate, like I put it all in the title so I wouldn't have to have this patter at the start of an interview. Like,
Media release, it just says Kirsty Webeck, there's a picture of a seahorse. You just hand it up to the counter and go, what do you reckon?
what do you reckon?
Does this sound like your cup of tea?
It's about that for 50 minutes.
Yeah. What is this show about? My divorce.
Just gets really grim.
Yeah. Used to be married to a meat eater.
Kirsty, we've been trying to make an effort on this podcast to do better intros for our guests because we noticed for the first half we were just kind of saying, hi, friend of ours, never really giving any context to who the person was.
Yeah,
right.
right.
Casually.
Yeah.
So I've just been scrolling your website.
Oh, thanks, mate. That'll be one hit that I get in my stats later.
Well,
so.
it was in my favourites. It was in my bookmarks. So obviously, I get up in the morning. It's news.com.au. Anything new on Kirsty Webeck's page. And there was something new.
Was there?
Which I thought was great. There was a recently added on your website in the About section, but I feel like I'm interested to know how recent.
Okay.
Recently added international comedian to her credits.
Oh.
Ooh la la.
Someone's been to New Zealand.
And would you believe her credits include New Zealand Comedy Festival?
Or if someone's been in New Zealand or someone's gone on a European holiday and walked past an open mic comedy show and did a tour in Belgium, recently toured Slovenia, Croatia, Venice.
As part of a big tour group, there were 60 of us.
Yeah, huge tour group.
So what is international comedian on this website? What does that mean for you?
That is literally
Is that literally what
It
you
is quite
did?
literally New Zealand Comedy Festival.
Yeah, that's me getting in with the SEO, mate. If you knew anything about websites, you wouldn't be asking me this.
Sorry, I'm an idiot. These glasses are a prop.
Pete, James, you look like you work in IT and you're asking me the most ridiculous questions.
Sorry about that, guys.
No,
I'm so
you're all
embarrassed.
good. You're all good. Don't worry about it.
Can I ask, because in your credits here, it says that Kirsty appeared on the Best Foods Comedy Gala. So which food were you?
Yeah, guacamole.
Great. That's actually top tier.
Hey, if you want
Wow.
Kirsty on the gala, it's going to be 50 cents extra.
Do you want it on top or on the side?
Spicy or regular? Spicy, we need a close.
Kirsty Webeck would be interesting.
Chili flakes, bit of oil.
Load them up.
You millennials will never afford a house. You keep getting Kirsty Webeck on at your gala.
She's not included in the prize. How many times do we have to tell you this? It's genius marketing for
great
them,
stuff.
for Best Foods, because you have to call it Best Foods Comedy Gala. You have to. Originally, I just put the New Zealand Comedy Festival Gala.
You got a call from Best Foods.
Well, the All Blacks just came around to my apartment. And
You got a problem with mayonnaise, dude?
they were livid. Like, I sat there while they pulled my laptop out and fixed it. Slammed it shut, headed home. So
Oh my God.
Top tier. Because we've all travelled, like we've done gigs together in North Queensland. Went past there just recently doing some shows. Went past Yeppoon, where I believe we all hung out in Yeppoon.
Sure did.
You don't remember that,
Well,
Pete?
why don't you
Oh,
remember
we
that?
did. Yeah, we did.
We
had a great time.
Yeah.
That was that was where it all took off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. That's like the genesis of our mateship.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Yeppoon. Kicking about up there in the pool, talking shit about all our friends. Wonderful
yeah.
times.
Such a great time. And I remember while we were up there, you needed to stop off to get a photo at a Bunnings, which at the time you said you like to do each time for your fans.
Yeah.
Can you clarify
How many fans I have?
how many fans you have and how many of them are Bunnings employees?
Okay, each of my fans is a Bunnings employee, and 8 is the total number of fans.
Right.
6 Bunnings employees,
Nice.
2 New
Former.
Zealanders who saw me as the guacamole at the Best Foods Comedy Gala this year. So
2 of the All Blacks, because it doesn't take that many people to operate a laptop. So I was just sitting on the couch and we did get talking. And it
I was
turns out we both love McLeod's daughters.
I was on a riff with some of the All Blacks, and they're going to bring all their families to my shows next year. So that's cool.
But you are the spokesperson for Bunnings. I actually saw in a Bunnings ad the other day. You know how they start off, and it's like people come in here asking for the darndest things. I saw one the other day. I said, someone came in here asking for Kirsty Webeck tour tickets. And I was like,
I said, "I'll
no,
put
they
them on."
fucking didn't. You fucking lying cunt. No, they didn't.
That is such a good idea, though. I should get onto them. I should be like, you know, at the entrance where you've got the information person and the person who gives you like a flattened cardboard box to put down in the trolley so your dog can sit on it.
Never knew that feature.
I'm going
Never
full.
knew that feature.
I saw both of you.
That's Best Foods Comedy Gala alumni exclusive.
Yeah. I've never had that.
Both of your eyes started to glaze over, but then at the same time, you both realised you were delighted with this knowledge. You were like,
No
wow.
idea.
They were packing down the cardboard box so that your dog
Bunnings
could
are doing very well
Yeah.
when they can hire a full-time putting down cardboard box on the trolley staff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, do you know what though? At some of the fancier Bunnings, they have like
Might have 10.
wash your mouth out, please. They have like plywood that they've cut. And,
For the trolley dogs.
yeah, and so if you're someone who's taking your dog in there, you can put the plywood down in your trolley, and then the dog sits on that rather than like a cardboard box. That's fancy.
Wow.
What kind of dog have you got?
A Pomeranian. Thank you for bringing it up.
Okay, right.
I was trying to steer the conversation that way, but we can't talk about it too much because I'll cry.
It needs to be in the trolley then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like the tradie equivalent of having a small dog in a handbag.
It is.
Having a
isn't
big
it?
dog in the trolley.
Isn't it? Like, yeah, like a pit bull in a trolley.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Do you know what? I think that dogs are meant to be in the trolley at Bunnings. I think that's like it's mandatory. Is the word I'm looking for. So I think you don't see people cruising around with a dog on a lead in Bunnings, and I know why. Because when my dog was a puppy, I took her to Bunnings and I didn't know about the cardboard box in the trolley and all of that jazz, right? I didn't know that you meant to have the dog in the trolley. I didn't have her in the trolley. She was tiny, little tiny dog. And she did what can only be described as a very wet poo.
Yeah. And why would that be the way you describe it? Was it because it was
Because
a shit that was wet?
It was a very wet poo.
Okay, that's a great way to describe it. Stop doubting yourself.
Like we were going to be like, no, it wouldn't have been my first choice to describe it that way.
Well, I was trying to ease you into it. So she did this, and I was trying to pick it up. Like it was in the plant section, but it was like that's not good. Like people are shopping there, you know what I mean? And I was trying to pick it up, but it was like
It's wet.
yeah, it was like trying to eat soup with a fork, but I wasn't eating it. I wasn't eating it. That is such a bad simile. Why did I do that?
That was perfect.
You were on a roll with the wet poo description there.
Yeah.
You got a bit too close to the sun there.
Hand was the fork, poo was the soup. I got it.
No.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Don't you worry.
Anyway, that's how I learned that they're meant to be. Yeah, it was yuck.
Yeah.
Like, no one suffered more than I did that
I mean, you
day.
don't have to put them in a trolley here. You can just walk them around.
Yeah, but we're in Queensland. Like,
Yeah.
it's the Wild West. It's the Wild West,
Just
but it's up
the
north.
customers can shit in Bunnings up
Yeah.
here.
I
You ever pop a squat in aisle 4?
That wouldn't surprise me. Like, you're up to no good.
So the cardboard box in the trolley is so that the dog can shit on the go. Is that really?
That's exactly right.
'Cause that
And
sounds-
because then you can pick up the cardboard, like the plate, essentially,
Yeah.
is what it becomes, and you just fling it.
fling it,
Like,
wet
just
and running
fling
through,
it,
just pulling it out.
Just fling it out.
Okay, well, we should probably kick into this bloody cracking episode.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Have we not finished?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Thanks very much for listening, everybody.
I came all the way up to Queensland to talk about a wet poo
Yeah.
on your podcast.
At your request, funnily enough.
Yeah, we're
I
running
know.
into the pod.
As I was saying it, I was like, why is this coming up?
Why
Why
have
am
I
I
sent
doing
this
this?
email?
But you
to
also
Pete.
set it up by being like, I've steered the conversation to this. When we
Yeah,
mentioned the
but I
dog.
steered it to Bunnings and I had other stuff that I wanted to say.
What was that stuff?
Well,
What was that
okay,
stuff?
so I never got back to the setup of the whole thing.
Okay.
Because I got distracted by the wet poo. And don't let it happen again, please. The onus
Sorry.
is on you now.
Yeah, my bad.
So I want to ask if that person that hands out the cardboard boxes or the posh plywood in posher areas, if they can have a little box office set up for my 2025 tour.
Tickets
To
are
sell
only
tickets.
available.
I love that idea. I think it's a great idea.
I don't
you
mind
go you go down there and you get your new kit bathroom and date night tickets to Webeck's show.
Which I can only describe as a funny hour.
Incredibly
I feel
charming.
like I can only describe it as picking up poo with a fork.
Do you like
Hey.
similes?
If you like similes,
Get on down.
yeah, you're about to cop 60 minutes of the worst, and there's nothing I can do about it.
But we do have a bunch of problems we have to kick through for this.
Let's do it, let's
this
do
episode
it.
Yeah,
before we get in
so-
trouble from
Sorry,
our
I'll stop
wonderful
talking
audience.
about wet poo.
We basically, as you know, you've been on the show, people put their problems in the bucket,
yes,
we get drunk
yes.
and solve them. We have a bunch left over. So we have a stack here that are left over from the shows, plus a couple that have been submitted through our Instagram at Shad and Pete Save the World, if you want to put them through.
So my co-worker's breath is rancid. He took time off for gingivitis earlier this year. He got his teeth professionally cleaned and things were good for a while. But as the month goes on, he's getting super stinky again. Things
Super
I have tried.
stinky.
And there's things I've tried. A bowl of mints on our desk. Passive-aggressive resting
Whoa.
bitch face whenever he speaks too close to me. And one time I accidentally let out a P-U when he spoke to me.
Wow. That is wow. Okay.
If you're not taking the hint,
P-U.
P-U.
Oh,
Not even something
yeah.
anyone really says. Like you're in a cartoon.
But
So
yeah.
I also misheard when you said mints, and I thought you said mince. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
I
left
left him-
some
yeah.
beef mints on his table. I'd be like,
Yeah.
We get it,
"You smell
Shad. You're a
that."
meat eater.
Sorry, I was going to say, Webeck's going to hate this bloke.
But it says, unfortunately, he's very sensitive, so I can't just give it to him straight and say, brush your teeth, cunt.
I feel like PU was pretty fucking straightforward.
PU,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is Spanish for brush your teeth, cunt, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Spanish or French. I can't remember, but
But it certainly
it's
gets the point
certainly one
across.
of them.
In a bit of a pickle.
Well, it sounds like it's two problems as well, doesn't it? Because it sounds like he's a close talker.
To me, it sounds like that's more the problem. Because I don't mind if
Yeah.
you have stinky breath. It's like sharks. Like, sharks are in the sea.
Fuck, the similes are going nuts on this show.
I'm just
already.
saying.
So
Sharks are in the
somebody popped into the work in progress of
Yeah, yeah.
everything I need to say about sea creatures last night.
Sharks in the sea.
Yeah, it's like a baleen whale.
But the point I'm making is that sharks are scary, but there's a safe distance, and I know I'm not going to hit them, right? I'm not going to be in close proximity to a shark.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not the breath necessarily that is the issue. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
proximity
yeah.
to the breath.
Agreed.
That is the problem.
That's a very good point.
So,
avoiding this person is an option.
So this person who wrote the problem in has to get a 1 meter ruler and just hold it out every time they're approaching.
That's actually not bad. Keeping
Or
it safe
a
distance.
spray gun of water.
It was one of the positives of COVID that they didn't really want to mention. Hey, was it like 1.5 meters meant you weren't smelling anyone's breath?
Yeah, and in the mask era
Yeah, in the
as
mask
well.
era, no one
Like,
complained about breath at all. One option could be because it sounds like they don't want to really address it, letting slip the PU they seem embarrassed about it and they feel like they almost fucked it all up by upsetting this person. And they don't want to say, just brush your teeth, cunt. One thing you could do is maybe getting a way of getting their breath to freshen up without them kind of knowing that it's happening.
A tranquilizer dart.
Like a gorilla at the zoo. But for its own benefit, we have to put it down for a second, brush its teeth.
He wakes up a day later. He's like, oh.
What was the last thing you remember? I just heard thump. And then I was like asleep. I don't know what happened.
I was thinking though with my dog, you've got you can do little mint drops in their water bowl, and it makes their breath smell nicer.
Oh, a bit of water cooler chat.
Yeah, you just put a little bit of drops in it, the dog drinks it, and then their breath doesn't stink as much because they're just drinking a thing, whereas a dog doesn't really obviously, you're brushing its teeth and stuff. So it's like a little tide me over. So maybe you can get it from Pepper. And you just as he's chatting to someone, you're going to distract him. You just a couple of drops in the coffee, a couple of drops in the water, a couple of drops in everything. Then next thing you know, he's just got fresh breath.
Anyway, thanks for listening to Cosby and Pete Save the World. That's the most...
Well, I guess
the
a
most
more innocent way of doing it.
Spike.
Sorry, that was tranquilizer dart. Mine, he's still awake through the whole process.
No,
He's never passed
Mine
out.
was humane. I was looking for a humane option.
You guys are fucked if that's not the best answer over the top of tranquilizer darting a coworker and then getting in their mouth and fucking scrubbing their teeth. Screw you guys.
I used to work at a place and this is probably wrong. This is probably
How all good stories start.
this is probably wrong. I mean, I shot a colleague with a tranquilizer. No, there was
My colleague was Harambe.
Yeah, and I thought it was a tranquilizer gun.
Rest in peace, big guy. So
He lit up a room.
Somebody at this workplace put in a complaint to HR about another colleague's body odor.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
And then it was their problem. And they worked in very close, close quarters. And it was really affecting the other person's ability to work. And they just couldn't come up with a solution. And there was no window in there or anything. And they were it was literally impeding their ability to be in the office.
Yeah.
And do work. So they basically had to handle it to HR. And I think HR departments are traditionally useless and awful. So I'm a huge advocate of handballing any kind of tricky situation to them.
Yeah.
So I say that.
Was it solved?
I'm pretty sure HR were just you got to stop being stinky.
Yeah.
Which is, that's the bit that I preface I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if HR is meant to come in. I think they're meant to have a good solution and they're meant to be trained in being able to go, hello, compliment. Here's a compliment sandwich. You're very good at your work, but poo you. But keep up the good. Do you know what I mean? But I think in this instance, HR was particularly rubbish, and they just came in and they were just Pete, you reek.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks for coming to this meeting.
I think I've mentioned this on this pod before. I used to work in Darwin at a radio station there, and there was a guy on air there that was
in Darwin, you get in trouble if you come in and you don't stink. At the radio.
Yeah.
If you're not stinking in the humidity of Darwin, then something's wrong with you.
Who doesn't
This
stink
guy,
there?
Yeah.
I will say, and I will say it unashamedly, this guy was the stinkiest cunt I've ever encountered in my entire life. It was so intense. We had Glen 20 bottles, company issued Glen 20 bottles in the studio.
Wow.
And it was it would get sent upstairs because it was no one would work in the office where he had his own office. They ended up giving him his own office in a little
Silver
room
lining.
to just kind of keep him away from the rest of us. And it was just really hard to deal with. And when management had to do it, it was always a big, whoop, it's the quarterly stinky chat with old mate.
Yeah, well,
We got to keep bringing it up. You forgot to bathe.
Was he aware? like that the Glen 20 was purely for him?
Well, yeah, I feel like you can't. If you're not using the Glen 20 and there's heaps of Glen 20 around, then I think it's pretty safe to assume that you're probably part of the reason the Glen 20's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these Glen 20 cans are just around the bloody place. I've never had to use one once.
Yeah, 4 bottles of Glen 20, fucking Glen 80
Yeah.
up in the workplace.
Glen 80.
There must be something I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
If Glen 80 is in full effect.
It's a nightmare though. Like if I worked in HR and had an issue like this pop up that I had to solve, it's hard.
Yeah.
But also like
What a fun meeting though.
They
Just-
reckon.
Like, usually your HR meetings are like, yeah, look, Gary, you can't keep slapping people on the ass when they walk into Bunnings. Like, it's like, yeah, it's inappropriate to say. Yeah, I know you used to be able to say it back then, mate, but you can't say that
It's
anymore.
a different time now.
Yeah, it's stop sending your dick to the fucking interns, like shit like that. It's all hectic. And you're like, what do we got next? Sticky breath. Fuck, bring them in.
Yeah.
Bring them in. Sit down, mate. Your breath stinks. Have a fucking mint. All right, see ya. Like, they'd move on real quick.
Yeah, you're right. It would probably be welcome respite for HR.
Yeah, they might love it. And if they don't think it's that big of a deal, be like, have a fucking conversation with this guy. Go and talk to him about it. Do something that makes him have to report you to HR, and HR will be like, they'll be hearing that conversation from him and be like, mate, I know they've been bullying you at the workplace, but fucking we've got to talk about something now.
Yeah. Or maybe
That's strategy. You harassing him into going to HR.
And then they go,
So they just
fuck,
experience
we
it.
would actually get them up
So
and bullying
that
you.
idea is good and the tranquilizer dart
Oh,
was
well,
off.
I did go with mint in the water.
I think
That didn't
all
work.
ideas are valid as long as someone's getting hurt. I think that's the main point of this podcast.
So, shoot them, bully them, spike their drink. That's what we've got. We've done it again.
We've done it
Well
again.
done. Because I know this came from a female listener as well, and it's about a he.
Oh, right. Well,
So
that's,
I
that's
like
all
the
right.
idea of
Spiking
her
his
just
drink.
walking into Stinky Breath and saying, "Hey, toots," and then he's like, "Oh, I can't go next to this lady."
This is another step in the right direction for gender equality.
We're doing it.
Hell
We're
yeah.
doing
We're making it happen.
We're making
About
it happen.
time.
All right, next problem, Shad.
How about this question? This was a question from our Sydney show at the Comedy Fest.
Big brag.
It was, big deal. How do I tell my boyfriend I've faked it more than twice?
You just say,
Whoops.
I've faked it 3 or more times. Just say that.
Actually, the math adds up, actually.
We've done it again. What's the next one?
I hadn't even factored being open and honest and transparent with your partner into this whole equation.
That doesn't seem like the right. I don't feel
I'm
like that's
going,
correct.
what convoluted answer
That
could we
cannot
possibly
be.
give to solve this problem?
What?
I like how we think that the issue is that they don't understand the next number up from 20.
Yeah. I'm like,
Well, like twice, but like half more.
yeah. I'm like, this is a roundabout way of saying that you can't count.
Twice, but like half more for 3.
Is this purely a straight relationship kind of issue? Because it's like always blokes that are finding out that they haven't been able to do the job. Because there's like, I think of like the intercourse between like all different couples. I think Mel Bell has a great joke about it, where she's like, in a lesbian relationship, the problem is that when you're in a straight relationship, there's an end.
Yeah.
It's like in a lesbian relationship, it's just like keeps going.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
handshake
you just
and
keep
go,
going.
I'm plumb tuck it out.
Good game, mate.
Yeah.
I'm calling stumps.
Yeah, you just, it's true. You just keep going and
Just go, well, Bunnings is
Until
closing in
Bunnings
half an hour. We better get down there. I think they're not cooking sags in 40 minutes.
You're like, well, Bunnings Black Friday sale's about to start, so that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
There's a
Wrap it
director in a
up.
big chair that just goes,
Yeah,
"Masterpiece.
oh yes.
Well done.
All right, wrap it up, babe. Wrap it up. That timber aisle's not going to clear itself out.
Oh, fucking hell.
Look, it's a possibility that we don't talk about it as much in the queer community, but it's not really an issue that I've heard my friends in same-sex relationships talk about.
Yeah, it's just another loss for the fellas, isn't it?
I reckon.
Chalk up another L for the boys.
Like you'd assume that down to you absolute pieces of shit not taking the time to learn what to do. No, you're all right.
Yeah. Well,
You both look so nervous.
no,
You're like,
I
oh.
just
Anyway, thanks for coming to this intervention today.
I think it's too much meat in our diets. I think that's probably the problem.
Have you considered going vegetarian? That's the way to make a woman climax.
Yeah, that's how you save the world. Just all the blokes being like, oh,
What?
babe, I just found a way to make mushrooms taste like steak. Are you close?
Finding the clitoris is actually just going plant-based.
Fuck. Oh, that's the solution. I'm sticking with that. I don't care. Go plant-based, brother. Don't tell him. Switch him to plant-based. It won't be an issue anymore.
Won't be an issue. No more meat for him.
We've done it again.
Nice work.
Oh, wowee.
My boss keeps saying the in front of everyone's names. How do I stop this?
Like
What?
The Pete. The
Pete.
Shad.
The
Pete.
Here's the
Shad.
Shad.
You can tell. I feel
The
like
Shad's pretty good.
it's said with that voice as
The
well.
Pete.
Oh, look out. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Kirsty.
He's
The
trouble.
Kirsty.
It's the Shad.
Yeah. It's
Here
a
he
strange
is.
little quirk for
This
a
sounds
boss to
like
have.
they work at a car dealership. It's got real.
Oh, it
it's got real boss of the car
does.
dealership type vibe.
It does.
Sold any cars today, the Pete? How's the Pete going on the cars?
Well, it's because we got the Audi F7.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be sold to you by the Gareth.
Yeah, the Gareth is another vehicle through which to make me rich.
And I'm the joke. That's such a weird way for a boss to carry themselves, like he's a sitcom walking.
And
through
it's hard because it's not like
It's not
it's not a
HR-worthy.
cancelable offence.
Yeah.
You can't be like he says
Yeah.
the at the start of my
Yeah,
name.
like immediately I'm like, tranquilizer dart won't help.
the tranquilizer dart.
The tranquilizer dart. You probably can't involve HR for that. Imagine going to HR and being like, yeah, Gary keeps saying the in front of all of our names.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you're going to be all right, little guy. You're
Yeah.
going to be okay.
And he stinks. All right, we'll intervene.
Oh, that would cool. That would chat too. Yeah, it's only a problem if the is in front of like a feature of yours. Then he's in trouble.
Hey, it's the tits. Then it's a problem. But
What's
it's not
going on,
that's the issue. The nose.
The nose. Oh my gosh, the nose. Yeah, that'd be bad. I love how I find that one worse than the tits.
Yeah. That's kind of a
What?
compliment. Yeah, that's
Wow.
me. I'm the tits. Yeah, if you want to, we can sort out the camera. If you just go and chat to the forehead over there, he'll sort out the paperwork. Just walk out like, oh. I wish he was calling me the Chris. It used to be better when I was the Chris. Count your lucky stars he's using your first names.
So are they asking for how to stop it?
Like usually you'd say if you want someone to stop something, you fight you just fight fire with fire. You just do it back to them. But it sounds like someone who's saying the in front of names wants you.
Yeah, like they'd
To
love
put
it.
the in
They'd
front
love
of
it.
their
They'd be like,
name.
it's catching on.
Yeah.
I've started a trend.
Oh,
Oh yes.
insufferable.
Yeah, great stuff.
A nightmare.
I feel like maybe this might be a childish solution, but I feel like this would actually work. Nothing makes someone more annoyed than saying what they've said back to them in a high-pitched, annoying voice.
Maybe. Oh,
Yeah.
he's the Shad.
Yeah, just doing that every time they say, there you go, oh, I really need that paperwork done, the Johnson. You go, "The Johnson." Just go like, "The Johnson." And they're like, what are you doing? Oh, nothing, just
Nothing.
I'm just starting a thing. I just wanted
Picked
to
up my own little idiosyncrasy, haven't I?
typical the Pete.
I thought we were all allowed to have one.
Yeah.
A little thing that we cling on to and just flog
I'm just
day in,
wondering-
day out.
Much to the chagrin of all of our colleagues.
Just completely breaking in the moment.
Yeah, sweating
Oh.
and crying and screaming while driving everyone up the wall.
The wall. That's how you're supposed to use the. You fucking idiot. It's inanimate.
The wall.
Or saying, oh, what about anytime you're supposed to use the, not using it? You are driving me up wall.
Yeah. You got paperwork? Yeah.
You sell car?
I sell car.
Yeah.
I sold car.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you think I'm speaking funny? All of the "thes" have been used up.
There's a finite amount. Didn't you read
You
our
got-
contracts? There's 76 allowed a day. And you've
got a
been
counter
wasting
on your desk?
60 at fucking
Every
morning
time he does
coffee.
it, you just click one down.
Yeah.
This is a really annoying problem though because
What's more annoying, this or stinky breath?
This easily. Because
Yeah.
you can't shout stinky breath across a room.
Yeah, that's good.
But
Yeah.
you can get a fucking...
You can get a the.
yeah, you can project. Yeah, I'm very sensitive to speech idiosyncrasies, so this would wind me up. There's somebody in my life, not just speech, right, written as well. There's somebody in my life who ends every sentence with ellipses. So in like a text message, every single
How old's
text
this person?
message, like mid-40s.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that's a real, like, proper Burma trait, I think.
Is it?
The ellipses.
The ellipses,
Yeah,
because
they
every
love it.
sentence, it's like, all right, hey, how you going? Yeah, not bad, thanks, ... I said ... then in case there's any listeners who are like, what is an ellipsis?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God,
Dot,
because I
dot,
was
dot.
sitting here wondering what the fuck it was.
He's like,
Well-
that's when you can't look at the moon, right?
That's it. I thought it was the outside. I was like, do they just mean like closed bracket?
Well, I didn't know what it was until a little while ago when I wanted to complain about this.
Right.
So I Googled what the ... meant.
Right. Ellipses.
Yeah. And I used to be an
And you
English
knew
teacher
that?
and I didn't know I didn't know that it was called ellipses until, not that long
That
ago.
sounds like a really good name for a daughter.
Ellipses.
You know, if you're buying a car from the Jake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ellipses. So yeah,
What a stressful, suspenseful conversation to be having with
everything.
someone.
Everything. Every single
What's coming
thing.
next?
Yeah. Like what's been happening? Oh, not much. Mostly work. ... Like just like
Is
what
that the-
else? Like why the suspense? Like have you killed a man?
Yeah.
Just
you're
tell
doing
me.
Twice. Yeah, too much effort.
Is
Yeah.
that
One
them
dot,
signaling
full
that they
stop.
want the conversation to keep going?
I don't know what it
dot.
is. I really don't know what it is, but it's just so anyway. Where I was heading with this is that I got so annoyed by it that I literally wrote back one day, "What's up with the constant ellipses?" That I
they
did my
said-
very own PU. PU. I just broke and I said, "What's up with the constant ellipses?" And they sent back a shrug emoji. ...
Dot.
Pretty much. It never ended. They were just like, I don't know.
Two
And then
AM.
the next time I sent a message, it was like, yeah, good. ...
That's so
So
frustrating.
it's really annoying. And so, yeah, I mean, hopefully the Graham is
I like the
more
idea
receptive.
of I like the idea of not using it and hitting them with the we have a finite amount of those and you've used all of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
that was
good
it.
because you could write up a fake policy and everything. Like you make a policy document that says that within the company you're only allowed
Yeah.
to use 800 ths in a day.
Yeah, Section
And you
7,
get yourself
Article
a
B.
clicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And click them
Like
down.
you're at a nightclub.
And then by midday every day, they're going to be backed into a corner and they won't be able to use the anymore for the rest of the day anyway
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they've all been used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like
I think
it.
we've done it again.
We've done it again.
Great. Good job.
Hell yeah. We are the best.
Alrighty.
To ever do it, I would say.
I'd say that.
Thanks,
you.
mate.
I'll say it as soon as I leave the studio, I reckon.
And that's why we get the Kirsty in here, man. 'Cause she's really nice and she brings a lot.
Yeah, she's awesome. ...
PU!
I have a voice note from our Instagram. This is a follow-up from a problem that was in our bucket at the Brisbane show most recently.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember this, but we had a problem in the bucket and it was a bunch of Post-it notes stuck together so that the problem could be put in because it was so long.
It's a narrative.
But when they put it in the bucket, it was missing pages and we tried to read it on stage and it didn't make any sense.
Wow. Okay.
So this person has
So
submitted...
what we've learned is bring a stapler to our shows.
Yeah.
If you are coming,
Yeah.
bring a
or just
stapler.
use both sides. They
That's-
didn't do that.
They're
Yeah, that's-
awesome. These are all awesome ideas.
You've done it again. You've solved
Thank you
another
so much.
problem
That's a
within
bonus
a problem.
That's a little bonus problem for you.
For you, mate.
Put that in your pocket. That's a little great one there.
Thanks, the listener.
I'm going to play it for you. and I will warn you, it's about a dream.
Hey, Shad and Pete, thanks so much for your help. I'm hoping you might be able to sort out my problem and give me some answers potentially, or some solutions. I had a dream recently that was super vivid. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. And I can't help but think that maybe there's a meaning or a message behind it. So essentially in the dream, I'm walking through Fortitude Valley train station. And I'm going up the stairs, and all of a sudden the stairs start crumbling and they're falling away. They turn to sand. And suddenly I'm in Egypt. And walking through Egypt, I'm joined by a guide. And the guide is sort of talking to me and sharing some messages with me. And one of the really key messages, which is something that really stuck out in the dream, is that they say, if I see a white rabbit that has died and its ears are pointing to the left, it symbolizes lemongrass. But if it has died and its ears are pointing to the right, it's a sign of an Egyptian prophecy. So obviously this is quite specific, and I can't possibly imagine what it means, but it's on my mind constantly. Can you help me out?
So, bunny rabbit, ears point to the left, lemongrass, ears point to the right, Egyptian prophecy. Thoughts?
I think what it means is that she watched Indiana Jones before she went to bed.
We've done it again.
Quick check of your Netflix. Previous watch. What's your watch history? I love how it starts at Fortitude Valley fucking train station, which is just a fascinating. What a crazy dream I'm having. I'm at the train station.
I love how specific it was. I wanted to drill down and learn more about what platform.
Yeah.
Where were you going?
There's signs everywhere, man. We need more.
Yeah, we need more.
Yeah, so I'm having this dream, and the train isn't. There's going to be a dream train replacement bus, and so I get on the bus, and the driver's nice, and I have the exact change.
A dream train replacement bus. More like a nightmare, am I right?
That's the Polar Express 2. He turns over and he's like, "We've actually had a delay in the service. We will be offering a magical Christmas bus."
We do have to stop over at other holidays along the way, though.
Oh, I might just get a dreamer. Oh, there's a fucking it's spiking. Fuck. Shit,
So
Tom Hanks.
ears to the left, lemongrass.
Have you ever had vivid dreams like that? I've never been one to have
Yeah.
I've had
Really?
vivid dreams, but I've never told anyone about it for a minute and a half. If I tell anyone, I usually just condense it down to the highlights. I don't include any public transport in it.
I've never popped it into a voice note and sent it into a podcast.
Dear Philosophy. Just recently I was at the airport in a dream, and suddenly all the planes turned into big cows. And I started milking all the big cows.
What does it mean, Will Anderson?
I heard 6 udders on the cows means my dad and I are having turbulence.
Hey, we've got to decipher the dream. This show, we do not,
Yeah.
Sorry.
we do not yuck problems.
No, we're not
Person was
yucking
kind
it.
enough to send us
I
I'm
love
sorry.
a
I'm
message.
not saying.
Shad.
And come to a live show.
Shad,
Yes.
thanks for reining us in.
Yeah.
We
Apologies
were on
about
a
that.
riff and we forgot that somebody,
Honestly,
a real
someone is
person was
distressed
behind
right
this.
now.
Yeah, I'm talking to podcast HR about the way you've just spoken to me, Shad, because
The Shad.
The Shad was a bit too close to my face
Yes.
as well, while absolutely blasting us. Thank you for sending in this dream.
stop laughing. Not funny.
It's a backtracking.
No.
I'm sorry.
This reserves to be
Hey,
treated.
come
Okay,
on.
I'm so sorry.
So as we treat with respect.
I'm being respectful. I'm laughing at me.
Fortitude Valley train
Okay.
station turning into an Egyptian paradise.
Yes.
Nothing funny about that.
No, there's nothing.
Bunny ears pointing to the left. Lemongrass.
Hilariously.
That's funny to you.
No, it's not funny.
Pointing to the right. Can't remember what that meant, but that.
Oh, an Egyptian prophecy.
Egyptian prophecies. There's nothing funny about
Yeah.
that.
See, I remember the details out of respect
Yes.
to the listener.
The listener.
The listener.
That's how it's used.
That's how it's used.
What does it all mean?
Well, unfortunately, the stairs crumbling away,
Mm-hmm.
that's your dreams crumbling away. So this is the last voice note of this nature that will be received.
The prophecy is fulfilled.
There'll be no more dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lemongrass. Oh, you'd want it to be pointing to the right, though, wouldn't you? Like,
want the
all
prophecy
jokes
prophecy
aside.
versus lemongrass? I'm choosing prophecy.
Like, yeah, just
What a boring-
The,
yeah,
the ears pointing left just mean lemongrass.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Your mate has the same dream, but the ears point to the right. And it's like, oh my God, I think
the
it
greatest-
turns out I'm like Cleopatra's great
Yeah.
niece.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that smells nice. That's your dream. Yeah, that's a calming smell. That's good.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, I'll be able to make a lovely massaman curry tonight. Versus I can change weather patterns.
You'd be, and also
You'd be bloody fuming.
pulling me out of my Fortitude Valley train station dream fantasy just for lemongrass.
Are you kidding me?
I was about to get on the train. All I've been trying to do for years in my dreams,
Is get on that train.
and I never get there.
This fucking bunny with the lemongrass every time. Maybe they were cooking something and they just forgot. It's their dream being like, you've actually forgotten the lemongrass.
Yeah, you know why that was bland? You forgot
Lemongrass,
lemongrass.
actually. Yeah. Well, yeah, but what about the prophecy? Never mind about that. It's not
You
for
were going to
That's
get
not
worry.
actually
you were
for
going
Don't
to you were going to get prophecy until you served up a shit meal for your friend.
Yeah, yeah. But
And now it's just fucking lemongrass, you dog. I don't want to question the rabbit's motives because
Yeah.
I've never been
A rabbit?
I've never been a dream rabbit, so I
Yeah.
can't say.
yeah.
But I feel like
That
it's
surprises me.
unnecessary. I know it does weirdly. You would think, but it does surprise me that rabbits made stairs fall away. Now you're in Egypt land,
Yeah.
but it just seems unnecessary. If you're just going to do the lemongrass ears,
Yeah.
probably could just do that at the
Probably
train
could.
station.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah.
Which arguably probably would be near a Woolworths or of some description, so you could get that lemongrass.
And you look where
You go,
the
fuck,
ears
there's
are pointing,
lemongrass
and it's
over
like
there.
a fucking Coles
Yeah.
Express.
Yeah, fuck, there's a lemongrass.
But I'm
Yeah,
just
I was
saying
just
it,
over there.
it just seems like a bit of a dick move. Like if you drag them
Yes.
to Egypt land and you show the right, and it's
I
like,
think-
look
I
at
think
this,
it-
this is all yours.
I think
but
it's known as Egypt.
No, Egypt land,
So I don't
pretty
know why
sure
you're calling
it's
it
Egypt land.
I don't know why the Pete is calling it Egypt land.
Greenland, Egyptland,
Iceland.
Iceland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you call yourself an international comedian? New Zealand where? Land.
Exactly. Good one, Pete.
Yeah.
Put her in her box.
Oh my god.
And shout out to Best Foods for the incredible sale on lemongrass that is currently taking place. Get on down there. You can get multiple herbs all at the same time.
And all the best.
Can you relax, please? ...
If Pete's ears are pointing to the right, you're about to get disrespected on a riff. Sorry, it was just a callback on the line.
Call back on line 2. Yeah. And line 1, no, that's still the bunnies. Let's talk to you about that lemongrass. Oh, well,
So what's the solution?
yeah.
What is?
I think we found a million different meanings into that.
Oh, they were just
the
asking for
solution
the
was looking for a meaning.
Yeah,
weren't
what
they?
does it
meanings.
mean? I don't know how we've done it, but it does feel like we have done it again.
We've done it again, definitely. I feel really
The bunny
good about
rabbit's
that one.
pointing up, which means we have done it again.
Yeah, I actually feel really good about that one.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah, and I'd just like to really quickly apologise again for laughing a lot at the beginning.
Yeah, well,
I want to apologise. I'm someone who enjoys laughing, and I lost myself in the moment. Mm-hmm. Okay,
It can easily happen in
Yeah.
in a sort of situation like this because
Yeah.
we want to.
we
We do want
to have fun.
It's what does it say underneath the podcast? Comedy.
yeah, it's
That's
comedy.
where
It just actually
yeah.
says comedian.
Yeah, but apparently,
No, I'm saying on the listing and,
Oh, okay,
and Spotify and all that sort of stuff. It says
Yeah.
comedy podcast.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's in our nature to look at things that are clearly very serious and important.
Very.
Through a funny lens.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
And I want to echo the things that Kirsty said. And it's not funny. And thank you for your bravery.
It's not funny. And thank you for coming to their live shows as well. Thank you. Thanks for letting me do the apology. Thanks for letting me do the apology as well.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
I think we all learned today that sometimes there can be a bit too much comedy.
There's a line.
There's a line and we crossed
it is drawn in the sand, and those sands are in Egypt.
And they are in Egypt land. That's right.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Did you realise that this episode was going to be so touching?
Truly powerful stuff.
Do you see that? Zoom in on my eye.
A single.
That's a single tear.
If the single tear
comes out of the right eye.
You're about to get brutalised on the riff.
Oh, fucking hell.
My brain just sang to me Benny and the Jets, but the lyrics were brutalised on the riff. but brutalised on the riff.
All right, that's going to be my show in 2 years' time after the Desert Creatures show that comes after the Sea Creatures show.
Yeah, but you have to see all of them for it to make sense.
Yeah.
They're all tied together.
Your repertoire type situation,
Yeah. And for that full hour in 2 years' time, I'm going to be holding a stick of lemongrass.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be a bunny on stage.
And there'll be a bunny on stage, and I'm not going to explain it. Everyone's going to have to have listened to this episode. It's
Maybe.
a prophecy.
Right into the show if you've ever had a dream about a rabbit in Egypt.
I don't want those messages.
Yeah, don't write in. Pop it in a voice note.
Yeah. And for the love of Christ, don't keep it concise.
Yeah. And
the more detail, the better.
You can get Shad on 04.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What a brutal prank.
Just call him directly. When you wake up from the dream, just call him straight away so you don't miss any details.
Well, Kirsty, thank you so much for coming back in, mate. It's been so much fun having you here. Real giggle session. I told you before we started recording, I said, I feel this is going to be a silly one. Mm-hmm. And boy, was it a silly one.
It was a silly one.
Kirsty, where can people see you in the new year?
So my show, Everything I Need to Say About Sea Creatures, it's touring all over Australia and New Zealand because I'm an international comedian now.
Holy shit.
It's going to be all over. Yeah, so Brisbane's about to be announced. Perth is on sale. It's all over. Melbourne Comedy Festival, Canberra, Sydney. You name a city.
Paris.
And if it's on my website.
If you name a city and if it's on my website, I'm going.
On my website, I'll be there. It's got 2 conditions. You name it. I'll be like, yep, that's definitely a city. Now go and have a look on my show's page.
Name a city.
Sorry, I'm not going there. ...
And if it's on my website, I'm coming. What a fun time. Go see Kirsty in the new year. Your little fellas will be going around the country as well. And if you live in Brisbane, December 14th, we're back for our final show of the year with some amazing guests. And there's only 20 tickets left. So if you want to come, we'd love to see you. Shad, it's been an honour.
Thank you so much.
Kirsty,
hey,
what a dream.
Thank you, legends. What a dream.
It is
a dream within a dream.
What the fuck?
It's
Why
dreamception.
is that top spinning over there? We'll be back next week. We'll see you then. Catch you, legends.